guys, welcome to Share the Truth. Today we are back with another video and I am super excited. Today we are going to be listening to Be the Cowboy by MITSKI. We are continuing the MITSKI, I want to call it a trilogy, but it's not a series. I think she has 6 albums. I don't know how I'm going to feel about this one because I've heard that it is very storytelling and that she is exploring a different side of her writing where she's not doing as much autobiographical work. I know that this is her most recent album. I did listen to one song off of this album that I absolutely love. It's called Nobody, and it was one of her singles off this album, and I really enjoyed it because I thought the way that she captured loneliness was really interesting. The first song is called Geyser. So how you say it, Geyser? Interesting start. I like this one. I love this line. You're my number one, you're the one I want. You know, it's that wordplay, it's that alliteration. Wow. This is pretty. So MITSKI is using geyser as a metaphor for how her feelings are with this person, and it's really beautiful. She has this line here that says, though I'm a geyser, feel it bubbling from below, hear it call, hear it call, hear it call me constantly. So a geyser is a hot spring in which water boils and sends up tall columns of water. If you think of Yellowstone Park, they have a lot of geysers there. And so she's using that as kind of a metaphor for how she feels in this relationship. Because you're the one I got, you're the one I got. So I'll keep turning down the hands that beckon me to come. I like that line because she says, because you're the one I got. Almost like she feels like this is her chosen person. This is the person that I have. I've chosen to not explore other options. There may be other people offering themselves to me. There may be other people that are interested in me. And maybe had you not been in the picture, I would be interested. I'm not going to pursue those other people. I'm not going to receive their interest in me. This is the kind of MITSKI I love. So I'm already happy. So let's keep going. Beautiful production, beautiful vocals, beautiful lyrics, capturing love in the most romantic and stunning way. Classic MITSKI. Why didn't you stop me? Ugh, I don't want any heartache today. Okay. That's that pain of, you know, you're the one that left, you know you're the one that ended the relationship or ended whatever was happening, but they didn't stop you. Did you not care enough to try and stop me from making this decision? But then on the other hand, people take no as an answer, and you're the one that gave that answer, and it's that frustration because it's like, if you know me, you would know that I didn't actually mean to leave you. I just left because of pain and because of heartache, and that's just really, really, I think anybody can relate to that, and I love the way that she wrote that. When she says, I look for a picture of you to keep in my pocket, but I can't seem to find one where you look how I remember. That could be a lot of different things. That could be a long time has passed. and she's losing the idea that she had of him and how he appeared in her mind. But that also could be the way that she saw him because she's in love with him. The way that you see people when you're in love, that shifts and changes, and you have kind of a more idealized view of people, and your perception of how somebody looks can change. And so does that mean that she is having a separation from those emotions because she's forgetting that more fantasized version or fantasized image of how this person looks like? Or is it just time has passed? I don't know, but it's a beautiful thing. Very nice, interesting instrumentation here. It's a little bit different than some of the stuff I've heard from her previously, where she dived into more of the rock elements. So this is giving me a little bit of a different sound. I really enjoy it. I like that one. That was good. I wouldn't say it's my favorite yet, but it's probably gonna fall right in the middle for me if I can make a guess. There wasn't that much going on lyrically, but it was deep. Even though there wasn't a lot of lyrics, the lyrics that they were, it hit me. So I did enjoy that quite a bit. Old Friend. Oh gosh. All these titles.
Drowned for such a silly thing. Someone who loves me now better than you. And that pretty friend is finally yours, and I'll be around on Sunday. You wanna give me, baby? I haven't told anyone, just like we promised. Have you, baby, a blue diner? I'll take anything you wanna give me, baby, a blue diner, baby.
Oh, is that it? Wow. Okay, so the song is called Old Friend, and when I initially saw the title, I thought it was going to be about losing an old friend or separating or distancing from an old friend. But now that I'm looking at the lyrics, I'm wondering if this is an old friend because they're entering maybe a relationship or they're entering a more romantic situation, and so they're not friends anymore. You know, the friendship is shifting and changing. And it seems like, from what I'm reading, and I could be wrong because I definitely want to see, that they're keeping this change in the friendship secret. The blue diner is definitely representing something. It's maybe a memory or maybe a place that they've met several times before. Is that blue? Are we getting symbolism or something with the blue color, which often can represent sadness? Take coffee and talk about nothing, baby. At Blue Diner, I'll take anything you want to give me, baby. That's hinting a little bit of a desperation, a little bit of an insecurity, a little bit of craving simplicity. It's called Old Friend. Maybe she misses the way the dynamic used to be. Maybe she's longing for a more simple time with this person, something that they've had before. And if I were to guess, I would imagine that the Blue Diner is a place that this person and her used to frequent a lot in the past. So I'm very curious. I am going to look and see what it is about. Okay. Mitski tries to get back in touch with an ex, even though they both seem to have found respective new relationships. Oh, she still wants to meet up. The relationship was secret, hence the title of the song, Old Friend, is how they refer to each other. Okay, they don't want anyone to know they've been together. Okay. That was going to be my second guess. I was like, there's something secretive happening. They don't want people to know about it. And if I think about the idea of keeping secrets, we saw this previously in Puberty 2, where she was in a relationship where she couldn't tell people about it, and it was driving her, it was making her very unhappy. And so it's interesting how that theme is carrying on to this song, where she's in some kind of dynamic where she can't tell people about it, and there's all these code words and there's all these secrets, So Mitski needs to, I mean, I don't know if this is talking about her, but she definitely has this theme of getting into relationships where she can't really talk about them. So I don't know. That's something. Old friend. Okay. So, okay. You know what? This is talking about when you're like, oh, it's just an old friend, just an old friend, as a way of hiding the deeper relationship that you have with someone. You kind of throw it off and say, oh, that's just an old friend. I didn't think about that, but now that I've read the meaning behind it, that makes complete sense, that that's what it's about, because that is commonly used as a way of brushing off what the significance of someone in your life. Ah, it's just an old friend. Next we have a pearl.
You're growing tired of me, growing tired of me, and all the things I don't talk about. Sorry, I don't want your touch. It's not that I don't want you. Sorry, I can't take your touch. It's just that I fell in love with nobody told me it ended.
Wow.
Left a girl.
Woo. There's some deepness going on in here. You're growing tired of me. You love me so hard and I still can't sleep. So that's giving me, she probably is struggling with insomnia. From what I'm getting from the lyrics, it's definitely sounding like she's struggling with her mental health in this relationship, which is relatable for me and relatable with anybody that has struggles like that. She says, you're growing tired of me. You love me so hard and I still can't sleep, because love, being in a relationship is not going to take away those issues. And then she says, you're growing tired of me and all the things I don't talk about. She has walls up. She has emotional trauma that maybe she's not revealing in this relationship. She has darkness that she is not comfortable sharing yet, or maybe she's not ready to even acknowledge them herself. And she might be not going to therapy or not getting the proper treatment that she needs. And she's struggling with her mental health and being in this relationship. And this person is feeling exhausted from it. That's what I'm getting from the lyrics. And that is definitely a lot. And then she says, sorry, I don't want your touch. It's not that I don't want you. Sorry, I can't take your touch. Wow, I've never heard a song that really talks about this stuff in this way. And it's really, really powerful. She says, I can't take your touch, you know? And if you're going through something emotionally, anything, sometimes that affects your ability to want to be sexual with someone, to be intimate with someone. And she's saying it's not you, you know, it's me. Which it's two simple paragraphs, but it immediately tells you what is going on here, and immediately tells you this dynamic. It's very blunt, it's very in your face, it's very relatable, and that's what I love about Mitski, is the way that she writes in that way.
In my head, and I roll it around every night just to watch it grow. Every night.
I'm wondering what the pearl thing is meaning, because that is interesting.
It's just that I fell in love
Love that rhythm.
Nobody told me it ended, and it left a girl in my head, and I rolled it around every night just to watch it grow. Every night, baby, that's where I go.
So she's saying there's a war in her head that she's fallen in love with. Huh. That's definitely a metaphor for something. I'm very curious about the pearl. I'm very curious what that means. I know that in puberty too, we learned that she struggles with depression. She struggles with being happy. I'm getting a lot of anxiety issues in this song too. I'm guessing maybe there's some anxiety issues manifesting here. And like I said, I am speaking as if Mitski is talking about herself here, only because I'm recognizing so many relatabilities to puberty too. But that doesn't necessarily mean that, you know, it's about her. But that pearl thing is so interesting. I gotta know what that means. I don't know. A pearl in her head. The only thing that's coming to mind is maybe like a speck of happiness or something in her brain. Maybe she feels her brain is full of all these things, and so she's focusing on the little bit of something that's left. I gotta figure out what that one means. I gotta look that one up. Pearl in this context represents Mitski's self-destructive behavior. Pearls are formed as defense mechanisms against attacks. Wow. I'm just gonna read this little thing here that she said in a magazine. Interesting. Okay. Okay, so she's using a pearl for a metaphor for what is keeping her awake. And pearls, this is something I didn't necessarily know, is used as a way of defending attacks. And so the pearl represents the defense mechanisms that she has, the things that keep her up at night, the things that she feels like she has to mull over and roll around in her head. And that's what's ultimately keeping her awake. That's ultimately keeping her from freeing herself enough to not only be intimate with this person, but it's also causing a toll in their relationship because she can't get out of her head. And there is an attachment that we have to trauma that perfectly represents. You know, it's that you get so used to feeling a certain way that you almost become attached to it, and it becomes a cycle and it becomes this pattern. And I feel like she's really capturing the fact that this is what she does. This is her defense mechanism, and she can't help herself, and she wants to, but she just hasn't figured out how to do it yet. Wow. This one is... It's just hitting me more and more every time. I love it. I love the writing. Oh. She rolls around a pearl in her head. I love that. Wow. And that's the interesting thing. And when we talk about writing, doing research onto everything, basically, and how you can use those things to make a metaphor for something in your life. She learned about the pearl and how, you know, it's a defense. And she uses that as a way of describing of how she's rolling these thoughts around in her head. And, you know, I've had that a lot of times. Taking an anatomy class or learning about animals or learning about this or that. And that infuses in your writing. And that's exactly what she did here. And it's a beautiful, beautiful metaphor.
Just to watch it glow.
I love that part where she says, just to watch it glow, you know. It's not helping her, but there's something alluring about it. There's a glow to it. There's something addictive about continuously going back into these thought patterns. It's almost like an OCD. You can't help yourself. And she says here that there's a hole that you feel. So she really wants to make the point that it has nothing to do with him. And she's navigating these emotions, these mental health issues, these battles that she has, these self-destructive habits, and it's affecting the relationship, but she still is filled by this person, but she's trying to figure it all out. Wow, there's a lot in there. I really, really like it. Very good. Actually, that's gonna be a highlight for me. Hi guys, welcome back to Share the Truth. We are back in another location now. And I've relocated from Florida to the Washington, D.C. DMV area. So I'm still getting settled. I'm really excited. I think we were listening to Lonesome Love.
I'll call you to see you again so I can win and this can finally end. Spend an hour on my makeup to prove something.
Let me go back. There's a nice lyrical component to it that I really like. I don't know how I feel about it instrumentally, but there's something about the lyrics that are really hitting me. So it's really beautiful what she's saying.
I call you to see you again so I can win, and this can finally.
Yeah, I think instrumentally it's very simple, getting just very simple chord strumming. There is some percussiveness happening, which is nice, but instrumentally it's quite simple. But the lyric component is really nice. She's talking about, she has this lyric here where she says, I call you to see you again so I can win and this can finally end. Spend an hour on my makeup to prove something. And I think we can all relate to that. We can all relate to wanting to see an ex or someone that you're trying to get over for the last time and putting all this time into your makeup so that they feel like they've lost something, when sometimes at the end of the day you might feel like you're the one that's lost something. And she even has this line where she says, walk up in my high heels all high and mighty. So she's using these high heels as a bit of a symbolism for how she's attempting to feel inside, because obviously we see later on in the song that she's not having the experience that she intended herself to.
You say hello, and I lose.
I love that. Walk up all high and mighty and you say hello and I lose. It's this perceived toughness that we have in a certain situation, but the minute you're in front of somebody, that completely changes what you thought you would be. And I completely relate to that, because that's definitely an experience that I've had where I think, oh, I'm gonna be so tough in front of this person, then you see them and your heart has completely different motives. So that's great. Oh, I love that. We got into a darker note. There's a darkness that we're entering here. That's why she did the key change there. That's so beautiful. Oof, that's deep. I love that. Ooh, let's go back. See how it kind of just has this nice rhythm. Ooh, that's nice. That's really nice. I love that. And her voice went into this completely different tone to it. It was a darker thing, and I love that she changed the sound of it into that darker realm when she says, because nobody butters me up like you, because typically you would think that's a good thing, but it's this uncontrolled sense that she has. She doesn't feel like she's in control. It doesn't matter that she's trying to win in this situation. She put her makeup on, she put her high heels, she put all these things to kind of give us a symbol to this person that I'm better than you, I'm tougher than you, what you have in front of you is greater than who you are. But in this moment where she has this key change, where it goes into this darker place, she has this realization where she says to herself, nobody butters me up like you. No matter what I say to myself, what I put on, what I wear, how I look, you still have this certain impact on me. And that is the difference here. Oh, I love this. Oh, her voice. That last stanza. Why am I lonely for lonesome love? Why am I lonely for lonesome love? Why am I lonely? And I can picture her in the taxi thinking of these things. There's a little bit of an imagery there. In the morning in a taxi, I'm so very paying for. I think that's a double meaning. Not only is she paying for the taxi herself with her own funds, but she's also paying for the entire thing that she put herself in, this entire experience that she plunged herself in. And it's almost like a form of self-harm, I would argue, because it's like, you know deep down that that's not the kind of healthy experience you should be engaging with. Do you really need to put your makeup on and high heels and walk in all tough and mighty? But if you're in a lonely state, sometimes you're just clinging on for anything. It doesn't matter if it's healthy or not. And I love at the end where she's like, why am I lonely for lonesome love? It's like, why am I lonely for scraps? Why is this what I'm accepting? And then she says, why am I lonely? Which is even a more poignant question, because it's like, why have I not found anybody? Why have I not found my person? And why is this what I'm left with? So, whew. And I like this part where she says, but nobody butters me up like you, and nobody fucks me like me. I feel like that was what I was talking about with the self-harm. It's like, I put myself in this shitty situation. Nobody messes me up like me. This is my fault. But yeah, that's just my interpretation. I really like that one. Next we have Remember My Name. We're getting that punk vibe that you know I love. Not really. Okay. Oh, I kind of like it.
I gave too much of my heart tonight.
Ooh.
Can you come to where I'm staying and make some extra love that I can save till tomorrow's show? It's mine. Just how many stars will I need to hang? I need to finally call it heaven.
I kind of liked it in the beginning. It was a bit spunky. I liked the instrumentation as well. I gave too much of my heart tonight. Can you come to where I'm staying and make some extra love? Huh. That's definitely like a metaphor. It's like, I gave too much of my heart. Can you come to where I'm staying and make some extra love, to fill in the emptiness of me giving too much away from myself? Because I need someone to remember my name after all that I can do for them is done. I don't know. This seems kind of like an expose on her experience as a musician, you know? Like, I feel like she has this emptiness as she's playing to an audience, and she even says, because I need someone to remember my name after all that I can do for them is done. Is that talking about the audience? She's saying, I give all myself to my audience, and then they go home and then they kind of forget about me, and they go home and they remember their loved ones. So maybe this is a longing for a loved one, someone that's going to hold her to a higher importance than maybe her fans. Yeah, I think when she's talking about just how many stars will I need to hang around me to finally call it heaven. She's having this experience of hanging around all these celebrities and famous people, but she's not in a good place mentally, and she's wondering, you know, when can she be done with this? And that could be a little bit of her depression coming in. It's like, I just want this life experience to be over. But I'd be curious about that. I would love to know you guys' interpretation on this song. Is she talking about her life as a musician? That is very curious to me. All right, next song. Me and My Husband. Why do I feel like my energy is so off today? I'm sorry, guys. I like it.
I steal a few breaths from the world for a minute, and then I'll be nothing forever. And all of my
Ooh, I like that way of describing life. I steal a few breaths from the world for a minute, and then I'll be nothing forever. I mean, that's every single one of us. We're just in this world for a short period of time, for a few breaths, and then we're gone. And that's just a creative way of putting things. She's so creative about the way she describes stuff. And that's something you could definitely incorporate in your writing. Like, instead of saying like a typical cliche line, we're only here for a short period of time, or carpe diem, she says something really unique about existence that talks about a very familiar concept, but in a unique way.
memories and all of the things I have seen will be gone with my eyes, with my body, with me. But me and my husband, we're doing better.
Her voice.
It's always been just him and me together. So I bet I have the fruit bowl and at least a minute.
always just been him and me together. So I bet all I have on that furrowed brow, and at least in this lifetime, we're sticking together. So furrowed brow, that's something that you do when you're angry. So she's saying, despite all the fights, I still bet that we're gonna last a lifetime. That's, huh. It's kind of just like enjoying what you have in the world, like enjoying her relationship with her husband and saying that we're doing better and I'm grateful because as much time as I have on this earth, at least we're working through things and we have each other. Ooh, I like this one instrumentally. I love it. Okay. And I'm the idiot with the painted face in the corner taking up space. But when he walks in, I am loved. I am loved. That is just gorgeous writing. And I'm the idiot with the painted face. Is that talking about her putting on an act for the world? In the corner taking up space. Wow. Wow. That's maybe something relevant to her self-worth. Maybe she doesn't feel like she's valuable. She's just taking up space in the world. And the painted face could be kind of a metaphor for how she feels like she's putting on an act, that she's putting on this act of being something, but she doesn't feel like something. But when he walks in, I am loved. I am loved. That's so beautiful. Her husband is part of what makes her feel valuable in the world and makes her feel loved in the world. And not in a overarching way, in an unhealthy way, but just someone that makes you feel important, someone that makes you feel loved when you sometimes don't. It can be really powerful. Ooh. Wow, I love the voice. I'm happy they're doing better. I think there's something nice about a song about, you know, getting through the hump of a marriage. And I don't think that's really talked about a lot. I don't think there's that many songs about that. And I think it's a song that a lot of people that are in long-term relationships, instead of just like infatuation or heartache or anything like that, it's like, me and my husband, we're sticking through this and I know we're gonna make it through. And there's something beautiful about having a song like that in the world. And I don't think we have that many songs like that. I don't think there's a lot of songs that talk about marriage and sticking it out. So I love that. I love knowing a song like that. I definitely do. Come into the water. Come into the water. Do you want to be my baby? Are you waiting to touch me? You look so good, but I keep my hands till you come into the water. But I keep my hands. Is that just saying she doesn't touch herself, or she doesn't feed into the lust because she's waiting for him to come into the water? Maybe I'm the same as all those men. So this could be in character, and I think all the songs might be in character. So even if I say her, that doesn't necessarily mean it's Mitski, but this definitely seems like it's in a character of some sort. Wow, it definitely sounds like it's someone that she loves, someone that she has a strong attachment to, and she can't move on with her life until she knows that this person feels the same way as her. Maybe I'm the same as all those men writing songs of all their dreaming, but would you tell me if you want me? Because I can't move until you show me. I can't move on with my life until I know whether or not you feel as strongly as I do about you. Because I'm afraid to, or because I don't want to until I know for sure. Wow, there was a sense of stagnancy I got from here. It's like, I don't want to keep going with my life. I don't want to move on to somebody else until I know if you feel the same way about me. And she even says, I've never dreamed until I've seen you. She says something like that. I didn't know I had a dream. I didn't know until I saw you. I didn't know that I had this feeling or was capable of wanting something this bad. So would you tell me if you want me, because I can't move until you show me. Oh, that one's deep. That one's deep. I don't know. It was a slower song. Her voice sounded beautiful. I might have to listen to that one again, but the lyrics were hitting me because I've been there. Nobody. Oh, this is a song I know. Yeah, Nobody is such a good song. It just captures loneliness in such a beautiful way.
My God, I'm so lonely.
So unique.
So I open the window to hear sounds of people, to hear sounds of people.
I just love that. It's like, I'm so lonely, I'm just gonna open the window just to know that people exist, just to hear the sounds of people in the crowd. There's that desperation.
Want your pity, I just want somebody near me. Guess I'm a coward, I just want to feel alright.
It's just so honest. It's so raw. It's like, and I don't want your pity. I don't want you to feel bad for me. If you're not gonna be next to me, then forget it. I love that. It's like, forget your pity. I'm admitting the truth. I'm admitting my core. I'm admitting that I'm lonely. And I just want somebody near me. So save your fucking judgment. I'm not ashamed to admit that I'm a vulnerable human being.
Someone to kiss, give me one good honest kiss, and I'll be alright.
I love that part because she says, and I know no one will save me. It's like, yeah, I've heard that before. You know, I've heard the only person that can save you is yourself. I know the whole thing, but I'm just admitting truth. And I could just have one good, honest kiss. And she's very intentional in saying one good, honest kiss, a kiss that actually means something, a kiss that has weight to it, that has feeling to it. This one's good. Yeah, it's intricate. Big and small, that could be a reference to her body. It also could be a reference to her celebrity. It's like maybe she's had moments in her life where she's doing extremely well in her career and it has a certain level of fame and she still hasn't found anybody. And when she's not as famous, she still hasn't found anybody. So it's kind of like, ugh, this is so frustrating. Like, no matter what I do. She changes it a little bit. She said one good honest kiss and now she wants one movie kiss. She's like, you know what, just go all out. Let's just be dramatic. Let's have a movie kiss. If it's only going to be one, let's just go all out and do it like the movies. She's just craving that like intense romantic experience. The emphasis. Very disco, kind of. This is really good. She's yeah, huge use of repetition here because she really wants to emphasize that there's nobody, and I can almost see her writing this in the middle of a breakdown or something. The variation in how she says the words is really beautiful, and there's such a desperation in this song that she captures, such a longing, and it's so raw and vulnerable to write a song like this. It's just gorgeous. Okay, next we have Pink in the Night. Very theatrical. stunning. I love the way that build up, and then it kind of went into the I love yous are so gorgeous. Wow, that one's a highlight. I glow pink in the night of my room. I've been blossoming alone over you, and I hear my heart breaking tonight. Huh. Maybe she's growing as a person without this person, but that in itself is heartbreaking to her. Do you hear it too? It's like the summer shower with every drop of rain singing. Mitski's really big on personification. We've seen that in her previous songs, and so she says every drop of rain singing. You know, she's using that as a way of describing what happens when there's a summer shower. The rain kind of sings, and she's using that as a way of describing her emotion. So theatrical.
I glow pink in the night in my room.
Nice imagery.
I've been blossoming alone over you.
That's interesting because she's saying that she's blossoming, and then she mentions the summer showers. So that's going into kind of comparing herself as a bit of something that's growing, and something to grow you need water and rain. So it's really stretching on those metaphors and those personifications in her writing. And not to mention, you know, a lot of the alliteration here. I've been blossoming. I hear my heart breaking. You know, there's a lot of things going on here. It's like a summer shower with every drop of rain singing. There's a lot going on here.
Breaking tonight.
You just want to close your eyes naturally.
My heart. I could stare at your back all day.
Ooh, I love what she did with her voice. The way she said, I could stare. It's sexy. It's alluring. It's lustful. Let me go back.
I could stare at your back all day. I could stare at your back all day. Try again, try again and again and again and
That's really childlike. You know, it's like, hey, I didn't kiss you right the first time. Can I try it again? Well, and again and again and again, because she never wants to stop kissing this person. That's so cute. I love that. That's adorable. Ooh, I like that one. That was just cute. That fit me. I love a good love song or a lust song. I don't know. A horse named Cold Air.
with no fish. Is the heart of a horse named Cold Air, who, when young, would run like a storm and say, but I answer gold, the same old sin.
Wow. There's a lot going on here. She says, a lake with no fish is the heart of a horse named Cold Air. That's a lot of meaning there. I'm definitely not going to pick up on all of it. But a lake with no fish, that can mean a lot of things. A lake with no fish. Wow. Well, first of all, the lake is missing something. There's no life in it. It's the heart of a horse. So she's describing the heart of the horse as a lake with no fish. There's no life in it. Nothing is feeding off of it. It's just water, named Cold Air. Could the lake have no fish because it's too cold? I don't know. Maybe I'm going too deep in it, but who, when young, would run like a storm, they would say. Wow, I thought I had traveled a long way, but I had circled the same old sin. So is she comparing herself as to who she was in the past? I know at the end she's definitely talking about how she's repeating past behaviors that maybe she thought that she had escaped from, and you know, a lot of times the things from your past trauma, your past mistakes, you think you're over them, and then you realize that you're repeating the same type of behaviors, and she thought she was a long way from who she used to be. But I am gonna read this because I'm really curious. She's using the metaphor of an aging racehorse to tell the story of someone looking back on their life, finds that they've just circled the same old sin. So that was kind of what I was mentioning. I wonder what she means by the lake but no fish. Yeah, there's definitely some darkness in there. Love to know what you guys think about that song. Her voice can be a little bit icy, but it's so weird describing her voice. It's just, there's an iciness to it. I don't know. All right, next we have Washing Machine Heart. I feel like there's something so unique about her. It's almost like it wouldn't work for any other artist, but it works for her. That's a nice metaphor. Toss your dirty shoes in my washing machine heart. Baby, bang it up inside. Like, when you think about shoes in a washing machine, she's using it as a metaphor for what this person does to her. Ooh, her voice. Nice rhythm to it. There's a lot of interesting stuff going on here. She's planning to be with this person. There's definitely, it's similar to a song we heard previously where she's like, she's getting herself into this mess, but she doesn't mind. And maybe that's kind of the theme of loneliness is because she keeps getting herself in these situations on purpose because maybe she finds that they're better than being lonely, and she'd rather just be banged up inside than not have anything at all. Don't meet tea. I don't know what that means. I don't know about this song. It got me in the beginning, but now I'm kind of like, I don't know if I would listen to this. It gets a little weird towards the end. And then I'm starting to like it again. I don't know. It's that desperation and insecurity again. It's like, why not me? I know who you pretend I am. Does this person have kind of an idealized version of who she is? But they're still not choosing her. But I'm really curious to know what do mi ti means because I did not know. Okay, do re mi fa sol la ti do. That's really interesting the way she just threw that in, do mi ti, and it says here, I'm on Genius, that she's matching the pitch to each note the song is sung at. Yeah, there's a lot of longing and a lot of questioning in this album, and I think the over-encompassing theme is loneliness and longing and insecurity and trying to navigate that, and also trying to have self-love. At the same time, she's engaging in all of these kind of reckless behaviors throughout the entire album. Okay, Blue Light. Wow, she was in a lonely place, or the theme of this album is very based on just loneliness to the point of like going crazy. When we think about the hierarchy of needs and we think about what we need as survival, a lot of times we overlook socialization. We overlook how much we need people, how much we need each other. And so I love that this album talks about what happens when you aren't getting that interaction and you aren't getting that need met. Yeah, there's a lot. It's just carrying on that theme of I'm going crazy, being this lonely, and I need somebody to just be that light for me. I would need more time with that particular song. Two Slow Dancers. That's the last song. I'm so excited. And I'll give you my final thoughts.
Like a small gymnasium in here. It's funny how they're all the same.
Wow. This is giving me like the last song that's played at a dance or like a dance hall, or she even mentions high school gymnasium. I feel like this is kind of talking about getting older and trying to recreate those same moments again with someone, but you're slower and you're not the same, and you've changed, and maybe you don't move like you did when you were younger, but there's maybe still that emotion and that feeling.
And the ground, we get a few years and then it wants us back. It would be 100 times easier if we were young again.
Oh, this is making me sad.
As it is, and it is. To think that we could stay the same. To think that we could stay the same. To think that we could stay the same. But we're two slow dancers, last ones out. We're two slow dancers, last ones out.
That was really beautiful. It was slow, but it was just, it made you kind of have an existential crisis in the most beautiful way. I was just thinking about, being with someone that you love and having a dance together, and maybe you don't move the same, and maybe you're slower, but you're just not young forever. And she's really kind of having a reflection on that. And the ground has been slowly pulling us back down. That could be just talking about time going by, or it could even be, when you get older, some people get shorter, maybe closer to the ground, or your body doesn't move as the way it used to, so you're not as quick off the ground as you would be when you're younger. You see it on both of our skins. We get a few years and it wants us back. I mean, she really is having a lot of thoughts about life and how fleeting it is. And it would be 100 times easier if we were young again. But as it is, and it is, to think we could stay the same. Yeah, it's a lot of that's just life. You just get older and you're different. I wonder, when she says two slow dancers, last one's out, is that because they just move slower, or is that just saying they are clinging on to the moment more, maybe enjoying the moment more, or reveling in the moment more, or appreciative of the moment more? So maybe they're the last ones out because they're the ones that understand the value of the moment that they're sharing together, and that it's not going to last forever, and how much time has passed by. Beautiful, really, really beautiful. Just definitely kind of a reflection on youth and how fleeting it is, and how we're all going to be old one day. What other meanings did I miss? Because I didn't look up all of them. I just wanted to give my first interpretation, unless I was super curious. Anyway, overall, I really enjoyed this album lyrically. It was so gorgeous, and her voice sounded beautiful. It's definitely the style I like a lot more. I'm curious to see how Lush sounds like, and listening to more of her work. I still think I like Puberty 2 more. It kind of blew me away a little bit more, but this one is definitely one I'm going back to. Let me know what your favorite MITSKI album is and what I should listen to next. And thanks for your patience on me getting this out. I'll see you guys in the next one. This is Share the Truth. I love lyrics, I love music, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.